isn't it? I can check out the bullet shape on the top screen. Okay, got it. Now it's at the shape like. Yep. The knit hat. Swap. Boof. I don't think you noticed. Looks like you pulled off another magical disappearing act. And now I say again, I love knit hats so warm and most of all soft. Did I do alright? You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life. I keep doing it too, over and over. What I saw in these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for. All our research these past 10 years pays in comparison, right, Professor? So you two were working together? That's about the size of it, yeah? We will believe in a story about a manipulator if we pursued it ourselves, just the two of us. I'm quite a crazy character myself after all. Okay, let's hurry back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camila. You're right, Missa. And there's a certain guy I have to follow too. After completing his revenge on Inspector Calinera, the man in red left. And now a new story is about to unfold in a new present. Present time, guys. How are you feeling, you old crazy character? Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. But I don't know if I'm getting old or what. I got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right, like I'm going to believe that. So, what? The guy in red is gone, eh? Just in case, I posted a special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys come true for us. Damn it, you pick a bad time not to listen to me bother mine. Well, it looks like the both of their deaths were erased. Unfortunately, in the case of the Inspector in white, I can't call it a complete success. But in any case, these two have the information I need to start tracking the manipulator. I better talk to them. If I knew things were going to end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing off the big red by now. I might be able to erase that, but it's true I can't do much about injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk like that. Yes, sorry, I suppose you're right. I use his feelings so hopeless. He was right there within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. I guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector, we still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. Say, you're right, that's not a bad idea. I cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any question you like, Mr. Ghost. The guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. He's a fool. He's the one that made the decision to take a little girl hostage, and he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. But what about when he said this? I was murdered by all of you. Detective Yod, who forced me into a corner, lying the girl who was playing in the park, and finding you, Inspector Canada. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at the kid. Yes, 10 years ago, on that day, the Special Investigation Unit was working on a certain big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then I did it. I made 2 very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it. Fine, fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit will make the rest of your life a living hell. But I just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on a big case with a newbie like me. Yet. And I wanted to impress them. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking his statement. But I was too green. I pushed him too hard. I drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of that. Canela, got a minute? The chiefs want to see you about your report. Got it. I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy, no? And that's when I did it. I left it behind in the integration room. My gun. How could you? He used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had a gun to point a line in the first place. We first found out about the manipulators existent during a certain overseas communication. Overseas communication? For national security purposes, this country keeps tab on communication networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him, of course. We didn't know what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them 2 predictions. He foresaw 2 complete proposals in possible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast. And the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office. Those 2 inmates at the special prison, eh? We kept tabs on their communication and launched an investigation. And then finally we pinpointed where they were going to meet. Tonight I can stake it out. The restaurant, the chicken kitchen. The manipulated plans on leaving this country tonight. On a submarine that belongs to the other country in this deal. Submarine? But we haven't been able to find out where it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands. Right, highly unlikely they use them for peaceful purposes. And now they have that little girl as a hostage, Camila. We have to stop him before he leaves the country. This spotless record of yours. Is it really that important to you? Of course, baby. In some ways it's more important to me than my life. Than your life. After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on all the intel as head of the Special Investigation Unit. And because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation into the manipulator case. The manipulator case? That's why you cared about your records much? Of course, why else, baby? I just never could believe it, man. Yod shooting Elma? I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story, some secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder, everything in my power. And then I finally found the answer. It took me 5 long years though. The manipulator, he's going to prove that Yod is innocent. What an incredible determination. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to help Detective Yod, why didn't you help him escape from prison? That's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. I wasn't about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself asked to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him before the justice minister too. I needed to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby. So that's it, eh? But there's no little known for the rest of all this. The Ainz completely misunderstood your intentions. Ha! Was a little misunderstanding. My baby will come around. Give it time. But there are more important things to do with our time tonight. I can't talk to him. Alright, sister, it's time to go. Out in the big wide world to rescue Miss Camila. Hold on a minute, Missile. I have to talk to these two first. Okay, I understand. But just know one thing. I go over the wind takes me. Is this a door you're trying to put pressure on me? Haha. Man, I get some. I don't know what it's called. An upset stomach, I suppose. Oh well, anyway. Mr. Superintendent. Do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. I used to be a part of the police. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigate the victims' cause of death. 10 years ago I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. There were no signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I never filled an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished. Leave behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what they've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in your recovering your memory and finding your true identity too. That's the only way I can describe it too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead, alright, no question about that. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered but when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. You couldn't? You mean... What do you mean?